Alright, let's get this started now. First off, that's got to go down a little bit. Very pretty, but this isn't a concert. Okay, I know, I'm late. However, I tried really hard to be on time today, and actually, it's not my fault this time. For some reason, whenever you hit go live, sometimes it's or before you can hit go live, after I connect OBS to YouTube and everything like that, sometimes it's really responsive, sometimes it's very not responsive. I swear it took like 3 minutes for it to pick up the fact that I'm actually sending a signal, and it would actually give me the go live button. Not sure if that's something I'm doing wrong or just something wrong with the system, but either way. It's working now. I'm here. Everything is good. Or at least everything should be good. Otherwise I'm going to be very upset. And already in the chat, I see that we have JP and we have Blizz. Hello to both of you. Good to have you here. I can get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Very good. Alright, so today we're back to work on the Final Fantasy job class system thing, which is, I think, going to be a short one today, because I don't really know if there's a whole lot for us to do with these. The only one that I think might give us a bit of trouble might be the Archer, and that's because the Archer doesn't really have a whole lot going for it. Which means that we may be able to take this in one of a couple of different directions. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I do have a couple of ideas, though. So we'll look into it. But yeah, today we are doing the Knight and the Archer. And as proof, I have it actually right here. So, last time, well no, the first one we did the Squire and we did the Chemist. We also tossed in the Onion Knight for good measure, because the Onion Knight was super simple. Last week we did the White Mage and the Black Mage, which were super complicated, but I think they came out super good too. They're very powerful, like terrifyingly powerful, possibly game-breaking powerful. I'm not sure. Either way, today we do the Knight and we do the Archer. The Knight I expect is going to come out to be really powerful. The Archer, well, like I said, it's going to depend. We'll figure it out as we go. And of course, we need spreadsheets. Spreadsheets make the world go round. Actually don't need this. We can get rid of that one. Alright, here we go. So here's our Knight. It's already set up. I gotta double check on the saves, though. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to use these saves or not. Because I think we're just going to go with fighter stats for the Knight. I mean, I could go with Paladin, but we have Samurai up here, we have Monk, we have Dragoon. I don't know, I might use Paladin stats for the Dragoons. I think maybe. I'm not positive on that one. Oh, and Tux is here. Hello, Tux. Good to have you here. I got pretty much my entire crew. I just need to get Flame and Ender in here now. And I'll pretty much have my entire crew. The kitty crew. That's crew with a K. But we can't make it the kitty cat crew, because then we'd have like 3 Ks in a row, and that's kind of not allowed. So it's just got to be the kitty crew. Put that on a shirt, though. Anyway, we should get started on this. So we're going to come back to Pathfinder. We're going to look at fighters. So fighters have great fortitude saves, and they have kind of poor everything else. And JP just says crew. I mean, the fact is, I don't know if I would get dinged on like copyright for that, because in Guild Wars 2, the Asura organize themselves into crews with a K. So I almost feel like I'm being unoriginal there. And Tuck says that I could spell crew with a C, but that's boring and nobody would do that. Then what's it going to be, KKC? No. It's just awful. You can't put that on a shirt. Nobody would wear it. I mean, I could put KKK on a shirt too, and some people would wear it, but I mean, I don't really want those people to follow me. That's the last thing I need, is to be walking down the street and it's like, hey, all those people are following you. And then they're wearing those shirts, and it's got your logo on it. It's like, it's not what you think! I swear it's not what you think! Alright, so for fighter stats, we can keep the base attack bonus the same. That's super easy. Fortitude starts at 2 and goes up to 4. That's actually already set. Good. Reflex 00111. Yes. Will save has to match that, actually. Let's see. 00111. Tuck says there's a joke about that in the Stick of Truth somewhere. Is there? I actually did play the Stick of Truth a long, long time ago. I haven't played it at all since then. Now I kind of want to go back and play it. Huh, that could be fun. I never got to play the new one either. I forget what it's called. Alright, let's see. So that's got all the stats done. Good. Now, for the interesting part, we need to take a look at the knight from the game. So come down here, knight. Alright, first things first. JP says crew with a Q. I don't know, I kind of like it. Doesn't really fit my whole motif, but I like it. Prerequisite, okay. Prerequisite, okay. Well, let's start top here. The roll. Shining armor. Alignment can be any hit die. Let's see. Their base HP is high. So that's going to be a D10. Prerequisites. Level 1 Squire. Class skills. Now, if we're taking from the fighter, we'll come back to here and say class skills are going to be climb, craft, handle animal, intimidate, knowledge, dungeoneering, knowledge engineering, profession, of course, ride, survival, and swim. Not that you can swim in heavy armor, but at least it's there. Oh, I didn't scroll that down far enough. Okay, so we will go ahead and paste these in here. Go with the default formatting, so that's taken care of. Good. Skill ranks per level is going to be 2 plus intelligence. And magic points. The knight has average, actually. So average means that they'll get 25. Per level. which is not bad, actually. Because, I mean, fighters don't normally get anything for or magical. Alright, so that takes care of all of that, I think. Oh, wait, hold on. Weapons. Swords and knight swords. Swords are martial. So, simple martial. And armor. Helmets, armor, and robes. And they can equip shields. So we're going to go ahead and say light, medium, heavy, shields. And let's see. Blizz says, why does a knight need magic? I'm not sure. Actually, I guess we'll find out when we look at their abilities. Okay. Simple, martial, and then light, medium, heavy, and shields. The fighter casts Fist. I mean, that's basically what monks do. Alright, so let's take a look at what they can do now. So the Arts of War. Let's see, the Knight Job command enables the use of rend skills that destroy equipment or reduce attributes. Alright, so what does the Knight get to do? They get Rend Helm, Rend Armor, Rend Shield, Rend Weapon. Then they get Rend MP, which is Magic Break, Rend Speed, which is Speed Break, Rend Power, which is Power Break, or Rend Magic, which is Mind Break. Interesting! This is not what I expected from them. JP says it even has motion components. Those are called somatic components. However, if we're saying that it has somatic components, how do you cast a stilled spell? You're basically punching somebody without moving. You think punched, and then they're punched. Oh, and does it have vocal components to it too? Okay, we can go down that rabbit hole. What are the components needed to cast Fist? And can I use brass knuckles as a focus? Can we empower the spell? Can we punch at a higher level? No, I'm really not fun at parties. I can promise you that. I'm really not. Alright, let's take a look at these things. So we have Rend Helm, Rend Armor, Rend Shield, Rend Weapon. Let's see, Rend MP. Rend Speed. Rend Power. And Rend Magic. As for reaction abilities, they have Parry. Support abilities, they are capable of equipping heavy armor, equip shields, and equip swords. Since you get to keep everything as you level up in Pathfinder anyway, this is not needed, so we're not going to add these. So good. How much of this are we going to be able to use? I don't know. I think we're going to have to take a look at this and just kind of make it work on our own. So, for example, rend helm, rend armor, rend shield. These are all to destroy these things. And essentially, all of this is sundering. So I think that we can combine all of this into simply improved sunder. But there's a problem with this. There's a problem with this, and the problem with this is that the Squire already has improved sunder. So the Squire can't have, or the Knight cannot also have improved sunder. It needs to go up. So I'm going to come over to this one, and let's go down here to feats. Combat feats. JP says Barbarian Fighter would collect severed hands from battle so he can also cast fists like the monk and snicker with glee as he does it. A sociopathic barbarian, just like, I cast fist, and he just starts flinging fists out of a bag at people. How much damage does it done? Well, physical damage, none. However, it does 1d12 psychic damage, as they just have, you know, severed hands thrown at them. When the psychic damage reaches the, it reaches their wisdom score, or their intelligence score, or their charisma score, whichever is highest, then they have to make a will save. If they fail their will save, they simply collapse, I guess. JP says time for feats. We're not getting into feat. I guess you could throw feat too. Okay, sunder. Alright, so we need to find whatever is the next step up from sundering. So, Relic Breaker, no. Sabotaging Sunder. I think what we want is Superior Sunder. But I could be wrong. Sundering, Sunder Greater. Hold on. Alright, so Improved Sunder, which is what we've already got. So it gives you a +2 bonus on sundering attempts and no attack of opportunity for trying. After that, you would get Greater Sundering, I think. Because I don't see any kind of Superior Sundering. So we would go with Greater Sundering. Damage from your sunder attempts transfers to your enemy. Okay. This would also require power attack, which I think, yeah, the Squire gets power attack at the same time it gets improved sunder, which means that you have both of these. The only thing that you would not get from it is you would not have the appropriate base attack bonus. So you would have a +0, +1. +1 would give it 2. Because we're going to have to handle this a little bit differently. The way that these are going to work, normally in Pathfinder, whatever it says in the grid is your bonus. But because you're changing classes so often, when I say, or when it says literally plus whatever, you are literally adding it to. And then after every 5, you get an extra attack that turn. So at level 3, you would have, and I'll have to rewrite this later, you'd have 2. And that means that if we were going to give you the +6 that the bonus demands, that would make 3, 4, 5. Third level would give you the Greater Sunder. So why don't we do that? We're going to put greater sunder here. I think we're going to put this right here for now. Let's see. JP says sundering fists and feet for casting. Superior sunder is just decapitation. No. Decapitation is something else. We'll get there eventually. So let's see, what does this do? You receive a +2 bonus on checks made to sunder an item. It's stacked with the bonus granted from improved sunder, so now you're at a +4. Whenever you sunder to destroy a weapon, shield, or suit of armor, any excess damage is applied to the item's wielder. No damage is transferred if you decide to leave the item with 1 hit point. Fun! Okay, so all 3 of those will combine into greater sundering. Now, rend weapon. So we already know that we can sunder, and you can sunder a weapon if you want, but what if instead we give them disarm? What if we give them improved disarm? I like this, actually. What is greater disarm? You receive a +2 bonus. This stacks. If you successfully disarm an opponent, the weapon lands 15 feet away in a random direction. Okay. We don't, or they're not getting greater disarm. However, improved disarm, I think, is good. So, improved disarm. Now, next, rend MP. This actually is going to be super simple. The reason being, we already have magic points per character. The same way we have hit points per character. So instead, we will simply apply damage to MP. And that should be great. Now, rend speed. Rend speed is going to be a little bit difficult, because for rend speed, we need to cripple somebody. And I'm not sure how we do that. I want to look at conditions again. Is crippled a condition in here? Confused, cowering. No, it's not. It is not. So what could we do instead? We could do staggered, actually. Okay, JP, I'm just looking for the mechanical way that we do this. How you choose to apply it is up to you. If you want to specialize in bricks, that's up to you when you make your character. I think that bricks may require an exotic specialty to use them appropriately as a weapon. But if you want to go ahead and make your own proficiency brick, that's up to you. Alright, staggered. A staggered creature may take a single move action or standard action each round, but not both, and cannot take full round actions. Blizz says vines. I think you're thinking of entanglement, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. But I think I like staggered better. So instead of rend speed, since they cannot take more than one action, they cannot take a full action, that means that they cannot hustle, because a hustle is basically 2 move actions, and they cannot run, because that's a full round action. I do believe that staggered... I do believe that staggered does what we need. So we will go with inflict staggered. And we need to have a save here. So it's going to be a fortitude save DC... let's see. DC 10 plus strength. And JP says staggered and stunned the same. They are not the same. A staggered creature can only take a single move or standard action each round, but not both and no full round actions. They can still take a free, swift, or immediate action, and a creature with non-lethal damage equal to its current hit points is staggered. The same is also true to any character with 0 hit points. A character with 0 hit points is conscious, but they are staggered. Stunned, on the other hand, you can't do anything. A stunned creature drops anything it's held, can't do anything, takes a penalty to AC, loses any dexterity to AC, and the attacker receives a +4 bonus on attack rolls to perform maneuvers. They are not the same. Stunned is bad. If your character gets stunned, you are in trouble. And, let's see, things that like to stun you. Mind Flayers, Beholders, certain demons. Yeah, stunned is bad. So we're going to go with staggered, which is bad enough on its own. And with a fortitude of 10 plus your strength, that's actually, if you got like an 18 in your strength, because you want to go that route, it's a DC 14 on fortitude. Not impossible, but not great either. Okay, Rend Power. What does Rend Power do? Rend Power reduces the target's physical attack power. That's... Okay. Okay. Rend Power, then. If it reduces your damage dealing ability, we're basically talking about attacking somebody's strength directly. Okay. What if we did this for Rend Power? What if we said deal 1d3 strength damage straight to the ability score? But again, fortitude save DC 10 plus strength. So you can actually deal 1d3 damage, which means that you could deal 1 damage and maybe, if they have an even number for their ability score, maybe take them down. If you get 2 damage, you are guaranteed to reduce their damage by 1 if they're, in melee. And if you roll a 3 and they have an even number, you could actually reduce their damage by 2 points per attack. So I think that's really good. And Rend Magic. That's a bit harder. Because I don't really have a way to do that. Let's see, JP that says rend power applied to the magic strength of casters, or is it just physical? Rend power is just physical. Rend magic is what I'm trying to figure out now. Because we don't really have a stat that boosts your magic ability in any significant way. Your magic is just your magic so long as you have the MP to cast it. And your magical scores affect the amount of MP you can hold, which we've already got by Rend MP. So we may have to simply... I don't know. I may skip Rend Magic, because I don't think that there's a way to really apply it here. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, there could be a way to do this. There could be a way. And that is, if we take a look over here at our magic casters. Specifically, there's not much that we can do about these. And JP says magic rend effects saving throw maybe. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Because some of these do have DCs on them. So like Poison has a DC, Toad has a DC because it's as Baleful Polymorph, Death has a DC to it. It could reduce the DCs of those. It's either that, or I have to say, you know, reduce the number of dice you're throwing up here. And that just sounds like it'd be a pain to keep track of. Because then you have to sit down and say, okay, well, what kind of dice is it? Are we changing the dice type? Are we changing the number of dice that are being thrown? It sounds very complicated. Whereas if we just go after the DCs to resist some of these things, yeah, I think that we can go with this. So with Rend Magic, we're just going to say reduce spell DC by 2. So if it was previously a DC 10, now it's going to be a DC 8. So there we go. That should be pretty good for that. And parry. The idea with parry is you block physical attacks with the equipped weapon. Does not say anything about counterattacking, though. So if we come up here to the Squire... let's see, the Squire gets combat reflexes, which gives them additional attacks of opportunity per turn. That's a counterattack, though, not a block. So I wonder if we have anything suitable for that. If I just look for a block, no. Is there a parry? Actually there kind of is. Improved parry. Hold on. Improved parry requires combat expertise. When you successfully parry a foe's melee attack with a dueling parry or the party class feature, your next melee attack against the target does not allow the enemy to apply its dexterity bonus. So basically you catch them flat-footed. Interesting. So wait, where's dueling parry then? Improved parry, 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 parry. I don't see it. Okay, where's dueling parry then? Let's see. Duelist parry. There it is. And I apologize a little bit. I have allergies and they're bad this morning, so I have a little bit of a cough. I'm fine though, I promise. Alright, duelist parry. That's a spell. Is that right? Whenever you parry successfully with a dueling parry or the parry class feature. That's not right. Okay, never mind. Okay, hold on a second. Now here's something. This isn't from the D20 SRD, though. So, dueling parry for the fighter. Let's see. It's for the duelist archetype. You are wielding only a single one-handed melee weapon and have your other hand free. Okay, it's an archetype for the fighter. Let's take a look at that. Let's go down, 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 down. Archetypes. D. That's not actually in here. I wonder where they got this. So it's in the core rulebook. Wait, is this... Oh, this is Pathfinder 2nd edition. No wonder. Okay, forget about that. That's PF2. Okay, It's weird because I don't know where else you're supposed to get this. I mean, who gets parry? Alright, parry. Let's see. Combat feats. This is from third party. Oh, I don't want to get into third party stuff. Third party stuff is terribly balanced. As in, it's not balanced. And then there's improved parry. Wait, improved? This isn't third party too, is it? No, it's a straight up combat feat. I don't actually know where they're getting this combat thing. Let's see. JP says fencers, and yeah, that's true. But there is no fencer here. It's weird that they have a feat in here that references an ability that doesn't seem to exist. Let's see. Actually, hold on. It appears that I'm not the only person. I have a Reddit thread here. Let's take a look. First of all, thanks to anyone taking the time to read this. I only recently stumbled upon the improved parry feat, and thought this would synergize well with sneak attack. But I'm struggling with how to get sneak attack with a parry ability. Pretty sure that the Green Sting Magus, whatever... Okay, so everyone seems to have missed that parry is a class feature and not the parry and riposte class feature. It is a specific feature to a PRC and perhaps a fighter archetype. What is PRC? Let's see. Swash does not have it. You can house rule parry and riposte to count, of course, but it's meant to be used with the duelist PRC. Wait a minute, PRC. Wait, is that prestige? Am I looking for it in the wrong place? Hold on. Classes. Let's see, where is hybrid classes? Unchained, occult, alternate, NPCs, prestige. Why can't you just list them? There we go, duelist. It's a prestige class. And there's parry. Okay, so parry. At the second level, a duelist learns to parry the attacks of other creatures, causing them to miss. Whenever the duelist takes a full attack action with a light or one-handed piercing weapon, she can elect not to take her normal attacks. At any time before her next turn, she can attempt to parry an attack against her or an adjacent ally as an immediate action. To parry the attack, the duelist makes an attack roll using the same bonuses as in the normal attack she chose to forego. If her attack roll is greater than the roll of the attacking creature, the attack automatically misses. For each size category, the attacking creature is larger than the duelist takes a -4 penalty. They also take a -4 penalty when attempting to parry an attack made against an adjacent ally. The duelist must declare the use of this ability after the attack is announced, but before the roll is made. Okay, there's a bit of a problem here. So this is a full attack action with either a light or one-handed piercing weapon. That's a bit of a problem, actually, because most knights, I think, are going to want to use swords. They could use axes. I mean, it's really up to you. But if we duplicate this, so we can come here to equipment. Equipment, here we go. Equipment. And we want to look at weapons. We'll go down to martial, and we'll take a look. Damage, small, damage, type. Okay, so daggers are piercing or slashing. But we need to look at some swords. Oh, these are... Okay, these are all light, actually. So all of these martial weapons could be used. Any of these. Some of them are kind of weird, like the kobold weapons, which you have to be a kobold to use. Kukris, machetes, light picks, any of these things could be used. But now we get into one-handed weapons. These are all very specific. So like a battle axe, you can't parry with a battle axe. That's a slashing weapon only. And let's see, slashing, bludgeoning, slashing. The maniple? I'm not sure. What is this? A rigid fingerless gauntlet that has 3 blades projecting from the gauntlet's hand. The central blade is straight and double-edged, while the side blades are curved like the prongs of a scythe. That's a weird weapon. Where the hell does that come from? Okay, so I guess you could parry with that. Technically, you could parry with a heavy pick. It's a piercing weapon. You could parry with a rapier, obviously. That's a piercing weapon. The scissor? A hardened tube that fits over the forearm, extending in a semicircular blade. Okay. Weird, but technically piercing. Spiked shields. Technically you can parry with a spiked shield. Or a sword cane. However, the longsword up here, which is like the mainstay for the fighter class, yeah, apparently you can't parry with that. Unless, of course, I house rule it. Which, I mean, I can do. And you know what? I think I might. Because it seems a little bit too restricted. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm gonna house rule this one. I'm just going to see parry as per duelist. Plus slashing. Yeah, that just seems a little bit too... I get what they're going for because you want your duelist to be like a fencer. You want to specialize in rapiers and such. And honestly, if I was going to make a character, I would want to use a rapier anyway. But we need it to be just a little bit broader for what we're doing. Now that we've got this, we don't have to worry about improved parry because we're just giving them regular parry. So if we look at our knight here, what does our knight do? Our knight is almost more shield than it is sword. So we've got the ability to destroy their armor, destroy their shields. We've got the ability to destroy their weapons or simply disarm them. We can rend the MP out of people to disable their ability to cast magic. We can cripple their speed by staggering them. We can cripple their strength directly. We can cripple their ability to affect people with their magic. And we can even just intercept their attacks and stop them from hurting people. This is almost an entirely defensive class. But, you know, you can still stab people. So that's always an option too. So what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So, given that, how do we want to organize this? Well, let's take a look at the JP needed for these things. So, rend armor, rend helm, rend shield. This is going to be 325. I would split the difference at 350, but there's two 300, so it's going to go down a little bit. So, 325. Rend weapon is 400. Rend MP is 250. Let's see. Rend speed is 250. Rend power is 250. Rend magic is also 250. And parry is 200. So, if we take a look at these, 200 is 1, 250 is 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got a total of 4 categories here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move Greater Sunder down here. So, Greater Sunder. The reason being, I'm going to put parry here. Okay? Then, I'm going to say rend power, rend magic. We'll go there. Then we'll do rend speed, rend MP, and then down here at the bottom, we'll go with improved disarm. And that should work that out pretty well. So we can delete those. That's pretty well balanced, I think. The greater sunder comes a little bit later than it necessarily has to, but it's fine. You'll still get it. Usually you would get these things before you were able to get them, but not necessarily all the time. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to merge those. We're going to take the painter and do it like this. Wait, hold on. Did I not merge those? Merge cells. There. Well, okay, maybe it's not perfect, but... Alright, we'll undo that. Actually, here's what we'll do. Because these are kind of squished as well. We're going to take this, merge those, take the painter, come all the way down. We're going to take these three. We're going to merge these three, take the painter, all the way down. That way we have the details here that we need for the things that we need. These will all combine into the greater sunder, so they're fine. I think we're good for the night. You think we're good for the night? I think we're good for the night. Yep, I'm going to call that good. We'll put a boxer on this one, and we're ready to move it. Let's see. This plus this. We'll copy that. Oh, I can't copy things with a multiple selection. Well, poo on you. I'll do it one at a time then. We'll copy this over. We'll come down underneath the white mage right here. Paste that in. And then we'll grab this. And there we go. There's the knight. Alright, I think this is good. I'm happy with that. I look forward to seeing a fight between a black mage and a knight. It's not going to go well for the black mage. Which is good, because black mages are ridiculously powerful. I'm glad that it looks like something can stand up to them. Maybe. I guess we'll see. If the knight can get in close enough to the black mage is screwed. Of course, the knight has to get close enough first. That is the rub. Alright, so let's reset this then. And we'll go ahead and break those up again. We're going to go ahead and delete those. We'll delete these. And we will move on to the next one. We got that done in less than an hour, actually. That was pretty good. Alright, so, next up is the archer. The role? Robin Hood, of course. Alignment, any. Hit die. Don't know yet, we'll have to look. So, archer down here. Alright, so there's our stats. Alright, prerequisites. Let's start with that, I think. No, hit die is next up on the list. Average. Average means a D8. I like the easy part. Prerequisites. Level 1 Squire. And since we already have... we have something for this, actually. We have something specific for this. Because you would think that I want to go straight for Ranger, right? After all, the Ranger is the one who is pictured with the bow. but I don't really want to. And the reason that I don't really want to is because there's a better one. There's a better one. Because if we go back to Fighter, and we go all the way down to Archetypes, the keen among you might have seen it earlier, but there is an Archer. So, the Archer gets Hawkeye, Trick Shot, they get Expert Archer, Safe Shot, Evasive Archer, they get all of these things. And I think that we can borrow from all of them. Because when we look at the actual Archer in Tactics, they get a whole bunch of stuff here. So they get the ability to use bows and crossbows, which means that they have martial proficiency. So simple, martial. And then armor proficiency, they just have clothes. So simple, but they have the ability to use shields. And that is something that Rangers, I do not believe, get. Do they get it? I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Do Rangers get shields? Weapon proficiencies. All simple and martial weapons with light armor, medium armor. Oh, and shields. Never mind. I was wrong about that. I guess they do get shields. I didn't think that they would. I don't know. Maybe we'll use the Ranger after all. Here's the thing about Rangers, though. They get a whole lot of other stuff. They get wild empathy. They get favored enemies. They get favored terrains. Things that are not really part of the Archer's deal. Which is why I'm kind of loath to do so. So when we look at this, the Archer. The Archer continues to get bonus feats, as they all do. The Archer does not get Bravery, does not get the Armor training, does not get the Weapon training. Does not get Armor Mastery. Weapon Mastery has changed. So yeah, this replaces Bravery. Trick Shot replaces Armor training. Expert Archer replaces Weapon Training 1. Safe Shot replaces Weapon Training 2. Evasive Archer replaces Weapon Training 3. Volley replaces Weapon Training 4. Ranged Defense replaces Armor Mastery. And for Weapon Mastery, the Archer must choose a type of bow. Okay, so yeah, we can use this. We can use this. So when we look at the Archer, the biggest problem with the Archer, besides the fact that I keep getting distracted, and I should be filling out this, well, I actually kind of need that. Yeah, because we're going to go with the Archer, which means that we're going to go with the Fighter and all the Fighter's abilities. So we're going to come back to Fighter, and we're just going to copy this over again. So we're going to copy that, paste that in here, go to default formatting. This is the same as before, 2 plus intelligence. And what does the Archer get for magic points? Average, or no, low. So they don't get any. So no magic points for the Archer. Because we're using the Fighter, none of these will change. Nothing's going to change here now. It's going to be that these are all going to go away. I'm going to get rid of all these lines. Now, when we look at the Yeah, base attack average, so that doesn't change. When we look at the abilities, they get aim. So the damage inflicted is dependent on the weapon type used. It deals damage like attack, increased by the weapon's attack times the level of the ability. So for example, with a weapon with a 10 attack, aim plus 1 would deal 10 more damage. With aim plus 2 would deal 20. And so when you get aim plus 2, if you have a weapon that does... Or no, like they said here. So aim plus 3 would do 30 more, 40, 50, 70, 100, 200. This really has no... It really has no translation into Pathfinder. So instead, we're just going to replace all these. What do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we have 2 abilities here, which brings us up to 10. Equip crossbows is automatic. Concentration makes attacks unblockable. If the enemy is in the targeted tile, the attacks will always hit. We might be able to use that, so that's 11. And then movement abilities, jump plus 1. So that's 12 abilities. So we're going to go with aim 1, aim 2, aim 3. And since we're not going to be copying these, I'm just going to take the easy route and say there was, what, 11 of them? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Okay, so we got 8 of those. Then there's Adrenaline Rush. Archer's Bane. Equip crossbows, as we already stated, is already included. Then there's Concentration. And jump plus 1. Now, interestingly, we know that we have 8 abilities here. So when we come back and look at the archer, how many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that not perfect? Alright, so, fighters. They get their bravery down here, but we're not worrying about that because they don't get bravery. The first thing they get is armor training. So, instead of armor training, they're going to get trick shot. So at the 3rd level, they can choose one of the following combat maneuvers: disarm, feint, or sunder. They can perform this action with a bow against a target within 30 feet with a -4 penalty. Every 4 levels beyond the 3rd, he may choose an additional trick shot to learn. These maneuvers use up arrows as normal. At the 11th level, he may also choose the following combat maneuvers: bull rush, grapple, or trip. A target grappled by an arrow can break free by destroying the archer's arrow, or with an escape artist. This ability replaces armor training 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I cannot give all of these to the archer. But I can allow the choice of any one of them. And so for aim 1, we were just going to say trick shot, pick one of 6. So you can basically get disarming shot, fainting shot, Sundering Shot, Bull Rush Shot, Grapple Shot, or Trip Shot. Your choice. Next. Armor training they don't get. Weapon training, however. So next is the first weapon training. That is going to be Expert Archer. So Expert Archer gives you a +1 bonus on attack and damage rolls with bows. It increases at a +1 for every 4 levels beyond the 5th. So what is that going to be? Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't really matter, because we're just going to do this. It is a +1 on attack and damage rolls. Okay, so we're just going to say Expert Archer. Actually, no, we're going to come over here. We'll say +1 attack and damage per archer level. And actually, we might be able to change this and make this work. So Trick Shot, perhaps, depending on where we stick it. Choose one per archer level. So we can do that instead. Now, how many you get will depend on where we put it, but since there's 6 options, even if we made Trick Shot the one of the first abilities you get, which, I mean, probably, it means that you would still get to pick like 5 of the 6. Okay, what comes after Expert Archer? Safe Shot replaces Weapon Training 2. Okay. So we're just going to say, okay. At the 9th level, the archer does not provoke attacks of opportunity when making ranged attacks with a bow. Which means that you can basically use it in melee combat. So, Safe Shot. Next is going to be Evasive Archer. You get a +2 dodge bonus to AC against ranged attacks. So, Evasive Archer. At the 17th level, you get Volley. As a full round action, make a single bow attack at the highest attack bonus against any number of creatures within a 15-foot radius burst. Making a single, or making separate attack and damage rolls for each creature. Okay. So we're going to go with Volley. Ranged Defense at the 19th level. That replaces Armor Mastery. So we're going to say Ranged Defense. And... oh, I forgot Hawkeye. Okay, so we'll throw this in too. Hawkeye. And then, of course, we need to have the Weapon Mastery. Weapon Mastery Bow. So that takes care of those. Now, when we look at the fighter, they get their armor training first. So we're going to have to put Trick Shot here. After that, they get weapon training. And so that's going to be... the first weapon training is Expert Archer. The next thing they get is bravery and more armor training, but that just goes up with level. Then weapon training again. So that's going to be safe shot. And then I think this just goes up. So then volley and... Or no, wait, hold on. Not volley. We're going to go with evasive archer, then volley. Right? Yeah, volley is weapon training 4. Let's see. Ranged defense replaces armor mastery. And armor mastery comes there. 19th level. Move this up a little bit. No one can see what I'm doing. Sorry, my other screen where this actually previews for me is on my bad side. I have no vision over there, so I gotta intentionally turn my head to look. It's a habit I'm still getting into. Okay, so what was I talking about? Right. I need to get ranged defense in there. So ranged defense. And where does weapon mastery come in? There's armor mastery. Weapon mastery comes at level 20. Okay, that's fine. Weapon mastery. Alright, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have Hawkeye in here yet. Pretty sure Hawkeye comes at the first level. Second level. So yeah, Hawkeye can go right here. There we go. Now, we still have things over here. So Adrenaline Rush, Archer's Bane, Concentration, and Jump +1. So first off, Adrenaline Rush. What does Adrenaline Rush do? Adrenaline Rush increases speed. It's a reaction ability from HP loss. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be a reaction ability for us. Why don't we look at feats again? Like, is there a sprinter feat that we can use? City Sprinter, Sprinting Troll. I think we looked at this already once before. Swift Sprint? Did we give something like this to the Squire? Yeah. Sprinter. I don't have any notes over here, so I don't remember if that is a, Yeah, I didn't put any notes there, so now I don't remember what it was. This is why we have these little things over here. Alright, what was Sprinter? Let's see. Sprinter, Sprinter, Sprinter. Right, I need to come over here. We're going to go over to this one. We'll use this one. I have multiple tabs here set up for a reason. Alright, Squire. Squire abilities. Focus, Rush, Stone Salve. Let's see. Wait a minute. Wait, fundamental. Oh, right. Yeah, because this is metal and this is for the main character. Yeah, that's why. Okay, let's see. Movement abilities is move +1. Which we said gave I guess we said that gave Sprinter. What did I do now? I have to go back and watch my own videos so I can figure out what the hell I was talking about then. I'm the worst at this. Okay. Doesn't really matter, though. We'll figure it out. What is a swift sprint? Let's see. When you're charging, running, taking no action you turn other than movement, your armor does not reduce your movement. Well, that's cool. However, archers don't wear armor, so not a big deal. Actually, I have an idea. Where is it? It's just plain run. So when running, you move 5 times your normal speed if you're wearing medium light or no armor and carry no more than a medium load, or 4 times your speed if you're wearing heavy armor or carrying a heavy load. If you make a jump after a running start, see acrobatics, gain a +4 bonus on your acrobatics check. So yeah, we can simply make that run. So Adrenaline Rush is just going to be run. And that makes that super simple. Now next is Archer's Bane. Dodge, arrow, and bolt attacks. I think we've actually kind of already got this. We have this under Evasive Archer, which gives them a bonus versus ranged attacks. We come back and look at this. Yeah, a +2 dodge bonus to AC against ranged attacks. Archer's Bane is redundant. We can get rid of it. Next is Concentration. Let's see. Make attacks unblockable. If the enemy is in the targeted tile, it will always hit. Interesting. There might be something for this, actually. If we look for abilities to aim, and I typed in aim. Aim. Deadly Aim. First thing. You can choose to take a -1 penalty on all ranged attack rolls and gain a +2 bonus on all ranged attack or all ranged damage rolls. When your base attack bonus reaches 4, and for every 4 thereafter, the penalty increases by 1 and the damage increases by 2. You must choose to use this feat before making the attack roll, and its effects last until your next turn. The bonus damage does not apply to touch attacks or anything that does not deal hit point damage. So that's one option. But we want something that never misses. Reckless Aim. Okay, so it looks like that's our only 2 options here. Let's see, you shoot... when you shoot or throw a ranged weapon at an opponent engaged in melee, you can choose to take a -1 penalty to your AC to gain a +2 competence bonus on your attack roll. However, if you roll a natural 1 on an attack roll made with this bonus, you automatically hit a random adjacent creature that threatens your intended target. Okay, well, that's kind of how I handle natural 1s anyway. So there's really no downside to this, except for the -1 penalty to your AC. But it does give a +2 competence bonus on attack rolls. So I think we will just do Reckless Aim. And there we go. That makes that easy. Also, what happened to my music? I don't know what happened to my music. Oh, no, it's there. It's just very, very quiet right now. I say, I like the music. It makes me happy. Alright, next is for jump. Jump +1. Now, very important in Final Fantasy Tactics. Not so much here, but we'll look anyway. Let's see. Flexible shadow jump. Jumper, animal companion feat. Not a whole lot going on there. What about climbing? Ice climber. Clinging climber. Spider climber. Climbing vine. Looks like that's about it. Well, let's take a look at general feats and see what we can do here. Athletic. +2 bonus on climb and swim checks. Ice climber is for slippery surfaces. Or jungle survivalist. Mountaineer, sea legs, spider step, sure grasp. Let's see, swamper. Or we go back up to athletic. What about jump? Flexible shadow jump. No, that requires you to be, or have shadow jumping. Let's see, kinetic leap. You need to have a kinetic blast feature. Nope. Tree leaper. Count as having a running start when you jump while in a tree. Very specific. So none of those are really going to do anything for us. So instead, I think what we're going to do is we'll go back up here. And we'll look at athletic again. Down, 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 down. Athletic. So +2 bonus on climb and swim checks. Technically doesn't have anything to do with jumping, but it's close enough. Plus, you already get a bonus for jumping since you have run. So we're just going to turn jump 1 into athletic. So we have 3 more things to add here, and 3 spaces here. Convenient. So, all of these are pretty low level. What I think we're going to do is let's take a look at the archer and see what these would normally cost. So adrenaline rush would be 900. Concentration would be 400. And jump +1 is 200. And we'll use that to determine where they go. So we'll put athletic here. And then reckless aim. Which is opposed to safe shots. So, I mean, you can either be safe or not safe. Your choice. And then run will go there. We can just go ahead, copy those over. Well, that didn't exactly come out the way I wanted it to, but I mean, I guess it's fine for now. But there we go. I think that works for the archer. We've taken the aim abilities they have that were nothing but just straight damage boosts, and we've broadened it, made it a lot more versatile. Still very good, I think. I don't think any more of these really change depending on level. Safe shot does not provoke attack opportunity. Evasive just gives you a flat +4. So it does say it increases, but I'm going to leave it as a +2. Volley doesn't change on level. That doesn't change on level. Yeah. So that looks good. I think we have a good-looking, archer here. So we don't really need this column here at all. We can get rid of this. There's nothing there of value to us. These can also go away. These can move over here. These can move over here. These can move up. We're going to fix that. We're going to go ahead and merge these. And then paint this down. And we're going to say safe shot as per arch. Yeah. As per archer archetype. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. C feet, C feet, C feet. And there we go. That takes care of those. As a matter of fact, I think I might move these over. So that I can do the same thing here. Just to make it look nice. It's all about presentation, you know. And there we go. I think we got that good. Put a box around that. We'll put a box around this. And I think that's ready to move. So there's our archer. Truly versatile in any situation. From range, from melee. Might even save your life someday by shooting into a melee and not killing you instead. I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. But I think this works. Might need a little bit of tweaking. Might be a little overpowered. I'm not sure. But a lot of these are going to be very overpowered anyway, so we're just going to let it play out. But I think that is a good looking archer. So let's go ahead and move it over. So we're going to copy. There's our knight. We're going to go right underneath the knight. We'll copy over our little notes here. Just like that. And there's the archer in the bill. So good. Archer, knight, white mage, black mage, onion knight, chemist, squire. We're making progress. So that takes care of everything I had for today. What else do we have next? Alright, so it looks like now that we've got these done, things are about to get a lot more complicated. So now that we've got these 7 done, we're up to the next row. So the next row, looks like we have 3 options. We can get the samurai and the monk, I think. Well, no. No, we do the monk and the thief, since they come right off the knight and the archer. Yeah, JP says more complicated? As if it's not complicated enough. I know, right? But when we get into like these magic classes, ooh, magic's about to get really weird. So next week we can either do the monk and the thief, which will basically be monk and rogue, more or less, or we can do mystic and time mage. I don't even know what the mystic does. What exactly do mystics do? Mystic is an same thing as an oracle. Let's see. The warrior who uses mystic arts to bend the forces of the cosmos to his or her will. Well, that's descriptive. Let's see. They are known as the Augur. As a magic-based job, they inflict status ailments with their abilities. Interesting. So they're just status casters. Right. So blind, spell absorb, life drain, pray faith, doubt faith. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be applicable. Let's see. Zombie, silence, blind rage. Wow, I could actually just borrow rage directly from the barbarian for that. Foxbird? Reduces their bravery. Maybe? Confusion, dispel, paralyze, sleep, or petrify. Wow, that could be, broken. Alright, so yeah, they are just status casters. They are kind of blue mages, I guess. Or time mages. We know what a time mage is. So we could do the mystic and the time mage, or we could do the monk and the thief. I leave it up to you. What do you want to see next week? I don't really care. We're going to do all of them eventually. But, I mean, this is all about you guys. I could be doing this on my own somewhere. The only reason I'm doing this here and now, like this, is for you. It's all about you. I know it seems like it's all about me, but it's really all about you. So whatever you want to do. And it's okay. If you don't have an answer now, you can always give me the answer later. JP says monk and thief, though. And I'm good with that. We can do monks. We can do thieves. They seem to be the easier ones, I think. But if we do the monk and thief next week, then that just means the week after we have to do the mystic and time mage. And then after the mystic and time mage, it's going to be another choice. Samurais and ninjas, or we take on the mathematician. Arguably the strongest magic caster in the game. In fact, I believe it used to be like the hardest one to get. So let's see, if we back up from the Squire, we look at the previous one. Let's see, can we get this in a new tab? I can't get the entire thing on screen. But yeah, let's see. No, actually it was pretty much the same. Calculator's right there. So up here to the right is Wizard. Up on top is the Time Mage. So it's still Chemist to Wizard or Priest. Then to Oracle, Time Mage, and then into the Calculator. Okay, so it hasn't really changed that much. JP says, really cast Fist next week. Alright, fine. We'll do the Monk and the Thief next week. We'll learn how to cast Fist. And then the week after that, we'll do the Mystic and the Time Mage, and we'll learn how to stop them from casting Fist. By literally stopping time. So, okay, that does it for this week. A little bit of a shorter one this week, but, you know, no big deal. There's still plenty of a nice Sunday out there for everybody to enjoy, so I would implore you to go out and enjoy it while you can. It's actually a little bit chilly here. So I'm not going to enjoy it nearly as much as I should, but hopefully it's nicer where you are. At any rate, though, if you want to be here next week for it, here's the best way you can do that. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Then hit the bell icon. That way, when it comes time for the stream, you get notified about it. Funny how that works. At least until they turn it off for my channel, but they haven't done it yet. JP says time for yard work. Beware the monkeys. That's all I got to say. Anyway, though, if you know somebody else who is also into Final Fantasy and might enjoy this, share this video out with them. Or if, they're into tabletop games, especially if they're into Pathfinder, since that's what we're doing this in. If they're into Pathfinder, share it with them. But otherwise, at least do me this favor. Leave a like on the video. If you feel so generous, leave a comment on the video, because they help. And if you just do that for me, and if you've already sat through all of this and you're feeling that generous, you the MVP for the day. So now that all of that is done, I guess we will call it for the day. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you for sitting for all of this. Thank you for chatting with me. You made my morning better, and I will see you next week for The Monk and the Thief. Till then, take care.